Hi Brent, this is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and thanks so much for linking in. Would love to talk with you about a partnership of sorts to use our voter engagement platform for all of your members. And we built the platform about 9 months or so ago, and we really built it for the National Student Parent Mock Election that was about 5 million teachers and students nationwide. And we, as we were designing it, we were making sure that they could see all the candidates and all the issues, and then they could favorite the candidates that they wanted and really manage their vote. And while we were doing this, we realized that there's nothing out there like this for the, on the internet for real voters, for advocacy groups, that are trying to organize their members to vote around specific candidates or issues, or support candidates or issues or propositions or measures. And really the only way to do that is to spend lots and lots of money by running lots and lots of ads, and hopefully that your members will remember it. There's obviously online voter guides or paper voter guides and that type of thing. They're just not as convenient, especially as things are moving towards more and more towards mobile, right? Where there's a certain, millennials and certain age groups are doing everything on their cell phones now. So when we built this, we had voters in mind, where they could look at their own ballot and they could pick favorites all the way up and down the ballot and really manage their vote. But also advocacy groups that are advocating, for candidates or for propositions or against propositions, for them to be able to reach out to their membership, and then their membership be able to favorite that or indicate yes or no on that, and have it have it managed. So to give you an example, here is California state proposition. Here's proposition 55, and as a voter I can read about the proposition, but I can also see groups and organizations that are supporting it and groups and organizations that are opposing it, and even individuals. So for example, this individual, Ethan Behrman, maybe I follow him, maybe I really like him, and I can see what he has to say about Proposition 55.
When does temporary mean temporary? Well, it doesn't here in California when it comes to money and taxes. We passed Proposition 30, a state board of education, a county board of education, and a district board of education. All other states have two: state level, district level. I say absolutely no. By the way, I have kids in public schools in California. I want the best public schools. I still say no on Prop 55.
Right, so that's pretty clear. And let's say if I'm a big fan of his and I follow Ethan Behrman, then I simply click no on that proposition. And then when I go back to my ballot, you can see here, it's nice and prominent that I've indicated no. I can also see a percentage here. And this percentage, they have them on all of these propositions, but we set it to like, I think 1,000 or 5,000 before it would actually start displaying percentages. But with that, I'm done with Proposition 55, and I no longer have to try to remember that's a no on Proposition 55. And then I can go on to the next one. So that's one way that groups and organizations can really organize their members around specific propositions as well as candidates. So going back to the ballot, I can click on a candidate profile, and I can see here the groups and organizations that are endorsing this candidate, and I can scroll through them, and if I want to see if there's a video, I can watch
For more
it.
than a year now, across thousands of miles in all 50 states, tens of millions of Americans have made their voices heard. Today, I just want...
And I can then favorite that candidate. And when I favorite that candidate and I go back to my ballot, you can see here that the candidate's nameplates turn green. They move to the first position, which again makes it very easy for me just to access on my cell phone or tablet. And then I can also see how the candidate is doing. It looks like 72% of the favorites on this ballot are going for this candidate. So and then the other candidates are ranked accordingly by the number of favorites. So I can change my mind, and I can decide to favorite this candidate, and then you can see here he jumps to the front. The percentage won't change because there's too many people on. Too many people were on this ballot from the National Student Parent Mock Election. But anyway, I can go all the way down ballot, and I can look at the local school board. I can look at small races that I wouldn't normally have a chance to do any research on, and I can look at these candidates and I can click on their profile and learn a little bit more about them, and then also see again the groups and organizations that are supporting this candidate. I can also go to the group page itself. So we'll just use the AFL-CIO. I can also go here and I can see the propositions that they're supporting, and I can see the candidates that they are endorsing. So again, would love to talk with you about this. I think that our aim with Win My Vote is really to stop the runaway spending when it comes to campaigns, and we see the reason for that spending is simply because it's advertising. It's no longer campaigning, it's no longer an exchange of ideas or what the people are for or what the people are against. It's really just this momentum of who is in the spotlight the longest ends up kind of winning, and we're hoping to stop that. We're hoping to have these groups where every single member in the group knows exactly how the group looks at certain issues and certain propositions and certain candidates, and then they can vote accordingly in a real organized way. So hopefully that helps. I'd be happy to help you build your page and reach out and talk with you about those things anytime you want. So you can reply to this message or feel free to call me at 415-867-9554. Thanks a lot.